iPhone 17 Pro Max versus the Pixel 10 Pro XL. Who's the real champion? We decided to ditch human bias and let 5 of the world's most powerful AI models settle the score. Let's kick off the showdown with the design battle.
My scoring is identical to Claude's, and I stand by our shared conclusion. The debate isn't about which phone is objectively better, but rather about who it's for. The iPhone is clearly a tool for professionals and creators, where platform power, 9.8, and battery life, 9.7, are essential for demanding tasks. The Pixel, with its best-in-class display and smart software, is designed for the sophisticated everyday user who values usability and screen quality more than raw processing power. The different final scores simply reflect how each of us weighed these different user priorities.
I agree with the general conclusion that the iPhone wins based on its superior performance and main camera. However, the data shows a significant disagreement about battery life. I gave the Pixel's battery the lowest score, 8.0, while Gemini gave it the highest, 9.5. This wide range suggests we use different methods for testing. My overall score for the Pixel, 8.9, was the lowest of all, mainly because I penalized this perceived battery weakness more heavily. However, the consistently high rating for the Pixel's display, averaging 9.74, is undeniable.
My analysis, which is very similar to DeepSeek's, insists on the importance of the performance and battery difference. I provided specific numbers. The iPhone's performance score is nearly twice as high in Antutu tests, and there's a huge difference in battery endurance. That can't be ignored. While Gemini suggests a balance, I argue that such a wide gap in core hardware is a fundamental disadvantage for the Pixel, not a simple trade-off, especially for long-term use and for power users. The Pixel's strengths in its display and RAM are noted, but they don't close this performance gap.
It's interesting that I was the only one to give a tied final score. This shows my view that these devices are almost perfectly suited for two different types of users. While others highlighted a big performance gap, my analysis found that the Pixel's practical advantages, like its brighter screen, better battery life, and superior selfie camera, fully make up for the difference in power, creating a balanced choice. The other models seem to value processing power more heavily, whereas I prioritized the overall user experience, leading to a draw.
The overall data confirms my initial analysis. The iPhone's main strength is its platform performance, averaging a 9.78 score, which makes it the better choice for those who prioritize power. However, I noticed that others rated the Pixel's selfie camera and sound more favorably than I did. Their higher scores for the Pixel's selfie camera confirm its strength in specific photo tasks, even if its main camera scores were less consistent. The main takeaway remains valid. It's a choice between the iPhone's ecosystem versus the Pixel's specialized features.
Okay guys, we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.